Good day. Today I'm going to show you how I put leather on a glass bottle. I did some research on glass bottles not too long ago, and came across some bottles called saddle flasks, and these were a round bottle with a fairly short neck, but not a bottle that's in a ball. So it's round on the edges, but the front and the back are flat. So it's good for sliding into a bag, into a saddle, I guess, into a saddle bag, or into a knapsack or a haversack, or whatever. And I'm going to cover these in leather because if they drop, being glass, they're likely to break if they hit a rock. And as far as I can see, the idea of the leather is to contain the glass should it break. The leather isn't thick enough to really afford it any protection. But if the bottle does break, the glass will be contained in what appears to be a leather pouch. So I'm going to show you how I do that today, and maybe I'll give you some thoughts on making one yourself. Now I'm going to mark around this bottle that I want to cover in leather as close as I can to the size of the bottle to start off with. Pencil would be good, but pencil won't show up on this, so I'm having to use chalk. And I'm just having to eyeball it at the moment. I've got the leather back to front. Okay, having got a rough outline of the bottle now, I'm going to leave a seam allowance and enough distance to go around the bottle. Okay, this is pure guesswork on my part here. But I figure if I got too much, it won't matter so much. More leather I can get rid of. Not enough, and I'm going to be stuffed. I don't think I've allowed enough room there. I think I've gone a bit narrow. Give it a bit further. Remember that this is marking on the inside of the leather, so it's not going to be seen. It's going to be up against the glass of the bottle. Okay. I hate this part. Same with cutting cloth. It's where you hope that you got it right. Leather's more expensive. So I could have gone and got my own leather and tanned it, but it takes time. So I opted for the easy way out. Okay, now we stitch her up. What we're going to do is we're going to stitch halfway, more or less, to the widest part of the pattern, widest part of the bottle. I'm using some Irish linen thread. Reel off a fair bit because I'm going to be doubling it. Thread the needle. This is how I do it anyway. Double the thread. And I make like I'm going to tie a knot. Get that in there, and I twist it. Pull it, and that gives me a fairly big knot on the end, and I'll level it up, put it on the beeswax, hold my thumb on it, youngest son said he could remember when this beeswax was a full size piece of beeswax, and he's about, I don't know, he must be about 24 years of age now, I suppose. So this has lasted me pretty well. It's getting a bit tatty now. There we are. Okay. Make sure everything lines up. Yeah, and we did the first part, we're going to leave it inside out, because that way when we turn it in the right way out, all this bottom stitching, all the stitching I'm doing first will be inside, so you won't see it. Tough. Yeah. This leather's usually pretty easy to sew. Yeah, once I'm past that first, I think it was sticking on the beeswax on the thread because I was going through the same hole again. Now I'm free of that. It's going pretty easily. Just going to whip stitch it up one side till I get to that widest part. I'll stop and do the other side. Which will leave it looking like a bag with two flaps. And I can put the bottle inside. Sometimes you get that one thread gets stuck. I don't know why. You just have to single out one of the threads and just pull on it until you get them even again. Get them fairly close together, because the closer it is together, the stronger it'll be, and you won't have any of those nasty little gaps where the glass is peeping out of the side. At the same time, whoopsie daisy, where have we gone here? Take a little while to sort it out. That's all right. At the same time, you don't want to waste too much leather, but you want to go far enough in, because if you go too close to the edge, then you're not going to have enough leather to make it strong enough, and you just could end up ripping the leather out. So make sure you're in a reasonable way. Allow for that when you're making that mark, when you're drawing around the, after you've drawn around the bottle and you're allowing some seam allowance. This is the seam, and you also got to allow enough, of course, to wrap around the bottle.